Welcome, Star Family. Today is the full moon in Libra, the pink moon, the first moon of spring, the first full moon of spring. I was in meditation, but I ripped right out of it to come into this with you because the winds were whipping through here like crazy. And with all that Libra wind energy, I was like, let's just go for it. Let's just start. Okay, I've been releasing a lot of things for all of us. I've been purging, releasing, letting things go. Usually when these full moon readings come in, they get a little more intense for me because I'm such a sensitive, and because I love you so much and we're so connected, I feel everything. I feel all the good, the bad, and not so good, the ugly, the not so pretty, but the pretty and the beautiful. So today we are working with the Oracle of the Unicorns. This is a really, really, really great deck by Cordelia Francesca Brabs. Brabes? I can't see from there. Anyway, so welcome to the newcomers. Welcome back to those of you who keep coming back. Thank you for being here. I myself have been going through a lot of stuff. I always share with you what I'm going through personally. I'm definitely going to do some type of Tallulah talk or kitchen talk or something soon because, man, I got lots to tell you guys and lots to share with you. If you haven't been on my other channel, Lula's Life, go ahead and check it out. Some of you just like my readings and you stay here. That's okay. Some of you like to know a little bit more about me and what's going on in my world and my connection with spirit, even when I'm not doing these readings for you here. And so that's Lola's life. But a lot's been going on. And yesterday in real time was the 5th, Wednesday. And my husband and I went to go get some awesome furniture. That's a whole story I'll tell you guys about for our kitchen. We got some kitchen. I haven't gotten the hutch yet or the étagère. If you saw the shorts there, you saw I'm raising funds for that. I'm about $70 or $75 away, so there is no pressure. But if you would like to contribute, if you would like to support me and my family and all the work that we do on this planet and in the universe, there are links in the comment section and in my about section on this channel. I mean, even $5, I always say if I'm worth a cup of coffee, but it does make a difference because I'll tell you what, I reached out to the guy and I offered him lower and he's like, no, I'm not going to go any lower. He's like, I had somebody interested, but I haven't heard back from her. And I checked, actually, I haven't checked this morning. So before I went to bed last night, it was still available. So I'm still rooting for it. But either way, I'm still saving because I do need something to put my crystals and my stones and my, all my stuff, all my decks. I've got, I don't know, 30 something decks now, and I can't just keep them on my little desk anymore. It's just not going to work. So I need something bigger to put them on. So I'm in the process of that. And even, if you can't contribute monetarily, just saying a prayer and saying thank you, spirit, for bringing Tallulah and her family whatever's in their greatest and highest good, that kind of thing, and claim that for us in a loving and kind way with grace. And I guarantee you whatever is meant to come our way will. So thank you for this support. Thank you for the love. I know you guys, I know you're appreciative of all the work I do here, and I'm appreciative of you as well. And honestly, once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I will be able to monetize, but I don't know why they do that, but they do. And until we get there, we're almost there. We're halfway there. And and until we do, and I know spirit will bring me there exactly when I'm meant to, but I've been really honing in on this Libra energy. I've really been working with the moon energy and with spirit and working with the flow. And my relationships have never been better. I've never felt happier. But also, I want to give a little shout out to Anna and to Nadine. Thank you both so much for your contributions and for the spirit work. If any of you would like to work with me, reach out, magicalmedium@gmail.com. and it's in also in the about section. I took the off, and now it's just magical medium, the way it's spelled here, magic with a K, the old English way, the old way, the original in that spelling, in that world, in that context. That's how it was originally spelled. But some people, in different countries and cultures and languages, it's spelled differently. Anyway, doesn't matter. So that is that. But yeah, so little shout outs. Thank you so much. It really does help. And, it's like I went from not having anything. I had enough to get us groceries and get our bills paid this week, and gas and, things like that. But I had like nothing. And then all of a sudden, like Nadine came into our tribe. So welcome to Nadine. And she's a really, really powerful light worker and fairy energy, a lot of fairy witch going on there. And so I had the pleasure to work with her, and it was nice to make some money. And I haven't been able to do that in a while, for lots of reasons. But also, I'm kind of running on empty. I mean, I've been going, you guys see what I do here and on my channels, but also I am nonstop working on stuff for our new home. There's just always something. I mean, we all have it. I'm not the only one. And I'm just telling you, like, that's what's happening with me, and that's what's going on in my universe. And I know eventually I will have so much money, I won't ever have to think about it. And I will, people will, come to, spirit work for a donation only, kind of thing. But right now, that's just where I'm at. So, with all of those things out of the way, we are going to speak with the Oracle of the Unicorns today. And it was interesting because I was going through my phone, and I've been uploading, taking videos. I've been going on adventures, but also like working with spirit and nature. Lots of videos are going to be coming out on Lula's life. I think I'm going to be posting more over there. And I'm going to post here, as much as I can daily. My readings will always stay the same as far as I know until spirit directs me otherwise. But the shorts, I don't know if they're going to have me do more than one shorts a day, that kind of thing. But I'm definitely on Lula's life. I feel like they're kind of kicking that into gear because I've been in like full on like artistic mode. And as much as I love creating these altars and pictures for you today, and always, it's different. It's like I'm in a different artistic realm over there right now. Like I'm feeling more of like music and acting and dancing and having fun and being silly for me. Like I need that for me, for my own oxygen. A lot of I have been in tiny home living for 7 years. It's hard sometimes to go up to the house and do work, and then I just have to come back in here. Sometimes it feels cozy. Sometimes I'm like, when I'm in the house, I just feel like I can breathe. It's an A-frame, and it has a loft, so it's got high ceilings, which I need, that energy to breathe. But yeah, it's been tough. I know I put on a brave face for you guys, but it's been tough. And when full moons come around, that emotion, I'm just like, whew. And this moon especially is very highly emotional, for a lot of people. And that air energy of Libra can really pull and twist and turn that fire, within our gullet, because we are in the Aries energy. And I always like to look at these energies like Aries is the host. You know what I mean? It's like it's Aries house right now. Like we're in Aries, we're in this, moon in Aries, and we're feeling all this Aries, fiery, artistic, outgoing, awesome energy. But then we are hosting the beautiful air energy of Libra. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit of the light energy and the shadow energy of Libra to help you align with like where your energies are right now yourself. Like, what do you need to release? This is the first full moon of the astrological year. It's the first full moon of the season of spring or fall for our Southern Hemisphere family. Those firsts, they're a big deal. It means something. It's about new beginnings. It's about letting go of the past. And we're all here together. So it's going to be different for everybody. I mean, I love that spirit literally had me bring in. I was like, man, I wish I had like a pink cloth. And I look over and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And then like, I was like, oh, I should bring in more of those pink flowers. But I used those, for the spring pick a reading. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. Really good. But, I just didn't feel like sacrificing any more flowers. There's not a lot of flowers, wildflowers on this property, and they're very precious to me right now. And they're pink and they're beautiful. I can see them out my window as we speak. But all of a sudden I looked over and I was like, oh yeah, one of my pillows has like, pink and blue, flowers on it. So, we can get creative and bring in the energies, right? Use what we have. If you don't have a lot of finances, if you don't have, if you don't feel abundance right now, if you're in lack, if you're in shadow, if you are working through a lot of darkness, eclipse season is coming up. Don't worry, that shit's going to come out. It's all going to, the next 6 months are going to be super powerful. This whole year is really powerful, and it will be the most blessed year you've ever had if you allow it to be. But the full moon is also about celebration. It's the 5th moon cycle. We're over the hump. We started the new, we were putting all that stuff out. Now, once we're done with this, we go into the waning gibbous. We're going into the more of the, the resting energies, the transformative energies. I'm going to get my notes because I got some really good notes on the Libra. So, right now we're in celebration and blessings. It's like one of the songs that played before this was Gratitude. And I was like, thank you, Spirit. And it was interesting. I just remembered that it was the album that said Gratitude Part 1 because it's a series. So Part 1, right? Like new beginnings, all these new beginnings. It's really wonderful. And then the next song was Joe Walsh. And he's like, life's been good to me so far. So look at the good things, start dissecting, going through your life. Turn around and look at your life unemotionally. Detach from it for a moment, and as a light being observing your human experience, turn around and look at it and observe what has worked for you, what has not worked for you. What are you missing? What do you want? What do you need to release and let go of that isn't serving you anymore? Is it something that somebody else told you should have? Something you should long for or want? What do you long for? What do you want? Look at that unicorn. Look at that grace, but also fierceness. Talk about Aries energy. I feel like the unicorn right now is like the symbol for Aries. Obviously I know the ram, but I was wondering, the number 8 has been coming up a lot lately. And yesterday, when we went to go and get that furniture, we actually got a flat tire. And it was like, you can look at it and be upset or whatever. Blessed be my husband is a, mobile mechanic. But my first thought was we took all this shit out because we were getting these 2 big pieces of furniture. And, we were down to the bare minimum. And all I thought when I heard the tire pop, all I thought was, oh, dear God in heaven, please tell me he's got the basics. Please tell me my husband, I'm like, I know he's got his shit together. I know everything's going to be good. And I'm going to tell you right now, everything was good. And it was funny because he turned around and looked at me for a second, and he kind of like put his head down and like, put his hand on his chin like he was thinking. And I was like, oh no, my sweet triple Gemini air sign thinking man. I'm like, no, what, and it's like he knew, and he looked at me and he goes, oh no, I have everything, don't worry. I'm like, oh, thank God. But right before that, we went and got gas, and everything was 4s and 8s. And we got married on 11/11, and it was like, I don't remember all the numbers, but it was like, it came out to like 41, 11, 4, something, how it goes down to like to point, whatever. And we were like, what? And then I go, dude, we're on pump 8. Like, it was just all this cool shit. So I don't know if you've been seeing 8s a lot. 8s are about infinity. So we'll have to research it. I don't know, but I kept seeing 8 around the unicorn. So maybe there is some type of numerology around the unicorn. I don't know this for fact. It's just something that just came into my orbit. But anyway, so so now we're in this, like, also little spoiler alert for my other channel, because I'll probably tell you about this, but we actually got the deal. Actually, I'll leave a little cliffhanger for you. Something we thought we were gonna have to pay, we ended up getting like the deal of the century for this thing. So you just never know. And I don't like to travel on full moons and go shopping and all that, but yesterday I just put out good energy, and everywhere we went to like 5 different stores. We did all these different things and went and got furniture. And I worked earlier this week, and now I know why. I wanted to work more with this one, client, and it just wasn't aligning. And then I realized yesterday everything was supposed to happen the way it was. And and I love when that happens. And Spirit wants you to look at it like that too, to love it, to cherish, to go with the flow of the energy, just letting it be what it is. I feel like I want to say the old me, but yes, there was definitely a version of me at one point that probably would have flipped out and been like, oh my gosh, or blah, 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 Instead, I just like texted the person and I was like, hey, got a flat tire, I'm like, sorry, like, what the fuck, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And that's why I did a little shorts on Lula's life. I was like, gird your loins, because I was like, I literally looked up and the sign said, from like literally like going across the bridge, it says severe winds up ahead because it's going across the floating bridge, and the floating bridge is going between these hills and mountains, and that like when the wind goes through there, it is like fucking crazy and brutal. And they say like, like semis and things like that, like don't go through there. And long story short, when I looked up and I saw, and we were there while he was fixing the tire, I was like, at least it's beautiful. Like it was beautiful where we were. And and I looked up and I just had to laugh because Spirit was like, have a blessed day and full moon, like blah, blah, blah. And they're like, and then it says severe winds up ahead, full moon in Libra. I was like, oh, the synchronicities, and it's like when you pay attention to the signs, when you start realizing that everything has a purpose, to everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 right? And to every purpose under heaven, right? So that, and also your homework, if you wish, your mission, should you wish to accept it, choose to accept it. Thank you to my one of my spirit guides. I call him Anthony Hunt because he like does the Mission Impossible like energy. He's very masculine, but he's like do 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 is to watch the movie Serendipity with Kate Beckinsale and John Cusack. It is a beautiful, beautiful film on romance and life in general, and just in love, just about love. It's a great film. It's free right now on YouTube. So yeah, I just wanted to leave that there. It's one of those I may even do like a little shorts for, because it's just so good. And we watched it again last night, and we just had this like magical day, and it wasn't an easy day, but it was like up and down. And I was like, it's also the energy. And I can't control how, he and I, like, right, we're on this escapade to go and get these things, do these things. We have to, where we live, we live far away from, we can't just go and get certain things, we have to travel to get there. So, it's all in the way you look at it. It was funny because he said, I could do Wednesday or Thursday. And I was like, oh no, Wednesday. I was like, no, I'm like, Thursday's going to be full on. And I'm like, Wednesday's bad enough. But I'm like, we were driving and I said to him, I go, you realize we're in the shadow of like the full moon in Libra. He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh shit. And so we were driving and this guy just like broke like in front of us. And I could tell, I was like, or he was about to break in front of us. And I was like, is Alder paying attention? I couldn't tell. And it was a windy road, and then all of a sudden it was like the guy stopped and Alder stopped, and it was like bam. I was like, I heard this pop, like boom, like too much pressure like hit something. Luckily it was one of our tires that he had fixed before, and so he can fix again. It's like not that big of a deal. And now he's like, oh, I'm just going to do this other thing now, it'll be better, it'll be stronger. And luckily we can fix it, So, and we ended up getting a really good deal on the furniture. So all the way around, you can look at it as a bad thing, but that kind of saved our life. What if that popped when we were going across the floating bridge? That would have caused a huge thing for everybody else. It happened like we barely like rolled down the hill to get right before the floating bridge. So, and we know because we've been trapped on the other side of that floating bridge before, and took us about 8 hours to get home. Yeah. Because where we live, it's, in the Puget Sound, and we're on the top of the Olympic Peninsula. There's like, you go across the bridge or you go back down, all the way down. Not fun. But you got to do what you got to do sometimes. And that's life. And I think they really want us to laugh at those moments. And also, you never know. Nothing happened to us. It was a pop. We were coming to a stop anyway. It popped there. And then I started to I was like, dude, you don't feel that? I'm like, the air is going out. And we've been together for 8 years, and because, he likes to fix our tires, that's cool. It does save us money. At some point, we'll get really nice, all tires. But in the meantime, we have so much going on, so much on our plate. Our very first home, all of these things. We lived in a tiny home with no furniture. Now we're in a 2-bedroom, 1 bath with a loft. It's like, bam, it's like, not that we have to fill the whole thing, but we're doing our best to try and, get what we can when we can, at great prices or free or, whatever, we're grateful. We're grateful for everything that's been brought our way. I've never felt more gratitude than I feel today in this moment talking to you. My relationship with, you know, my husband, Baba, like our family, like we've never been stronger. But at the same time, earlier I was feeling crabby. I didn't get to sleep last night. I just said one of the last full moons. I'm like, oh, I slept right through. Oh no, I was up till 4 in the morning and then woke up at like I think 9:30. Couldn't fall back asleep. Just got up and like started doing my day and all these like little things. We live off the grid. You know, I can't just go wash my hands. I have to heat up the water. It's like every day. It's like this whole like process, this whole thing. And I know that I will appreciate this home and this life. I will never take anything for granted. I'll never take water running out of the faucet just because I turn a fucking handle ever for granted again. I will never ever take hot water for granted again. The luxury to bathe and put my entire body underwater. You know, I mean, just all of these things that we take for granted. And Spirit is showing us that we are in a land of plenty. This earth gives us so much. We are blessed by the stars, by the unicorns, the energies, the healers. We are the healers. If you found your way to this channel, you are a magician, a healer, a deep down believer, an angel, a unicorn, you know, everything. Like you believe in all of the things that you know to believe are true. Listen to that. By the way, it totally like freaks you out sometimes too. Like right now, the winds are so gusty. When they come through here at like 20, 25 miles an hour, it feels like somebody's like taking our RV and just like shaking it around. Like we're a tambourine. I said, I will be so grateful when I have a house where maybe I hear whistling through the windows or something in that kind of wind, but it'll be nice not to feel my whole entire home shake. Especially because I lived in LA for almost 10 years and I know it's like to live through like really heavy earthquakes. Anyway, I digress. But I'm in gratitude because I am stronger. I am more powerful. I am a better leader. I am a better healer. I have so much to fucking do and I can't wait. And you know what? It's these little things. And you know what? I was a fucking asshole. This is karma. You know, I did some bad shit when I was younger. I know it. I've confessed it. But you know, I also know that things like yesterday, blessings come my way when I need them. I ran out of my pens. Like literally my colored pens, you know, I love to color. Like I ran out of my pens and I was starting to go crazy. I was like literally like shaking through them all. Just I was getting kind of like weird. And Spirit was like, oh, go to this one store. I went in there and it was the only one there. And it had all my favorite pens, my glitter pens. Like it was the only one there. And it was like a miracle. And then I walked into the, you know, pet store to get food for, you know, animal store, family store of animals store. And long story short, I didn't have a bag. And she was like, oh my gosh, where'd you get those pens? I'm like, next door. I'm like, but at Marshall's, you never know what they're going to have. It was the only one. And, you know, just those little things. And I could afford it. You know, I was like, thank goddess I had $10 and I could get those. You know, it's the little things we have to be in gratitude for. So with that being said, the wonderful thing about Libra is blind justice. Oh, do you hear those? What is that? Does anyone know what kind of bird that is? If you know, I don't know if it reads, if it's going to read. And the blind justice is, oh, there it goes, is about us seeing without seeing. You know, Libras have that natural psychic sense. When they are in light, they are peaceful, they live in harmony, balance, they're artistic. My one friend, one of our tribe members, Allie, I don't know if she watches these anymore, but she works with all different materials. I mean, honestly, she worked at a store called Scrap and like it just enhanced her, you know, her gifts as an artist to use all different types of mediums. You know, I watched this artist recently. I don't know their name. They're a musician and she uses everything. She hits her toes and or you know what I mean? She hits her shoes and she uses everything around her as, you know, rhythm instruments. I mean, there's just so much we can do. No more excuses. Yesterday, there was a lot of things we needed. But Spirit was like very like, no, use your money for this. No, you use your money for that. And everything was what we needed. Of course, there were things I wanted. There were things I'm like, dude, that's a really good fucking deal right now. That's probably not going to be there. But you know what? It's just a thing. I don't need it. But then all of a sudden we were driving out of town, and I said to Spirit, is there anywhere else we need to go? Is there anything else that we need? And I heard guitar strings, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And it's not even for me, because Alder's been saying he misses playing guitar, but he needs new strings. He's been saying this for months. I said, you got to make it a priority, man. I'm like, if you miss playing, then you have got to make it a priority. And he's like, yeah, we just have need other things. I'm like, no, but you know what? Like, my pens, your strings, they're like fucking $10 items that, you know what, you're worth $10. We're worth more than that, but like sometimes you just need those little things. We got his strings, and I was like, look at us, man. I'm like, we're fucking gonna go home and be creative and play music, you know? It's the little things, right? So the other thing that in light that Libras love, and this is Libra energy. You know, you can have Libras in your family, but you got to remember if they have other things in their chart. Libra and your soul family and your love family, whatever it is, your boss. But they love cooperation. They love it when everybody's getting along, when everything's in harmony. They inspire others. They can be very inspiring themselves, you know. They can inspire themselves. They're nature lovers. They hold their family and their friends very sacred. But when they're in shadow, they can be very vain, melodramatic, indecisive, manipulative, spoiled, delusional, and a perfectionist. And I was like, man, I was like, some of this shit today, I was like, you don't even know. I have so many Libra in my family, and in my soul family, and in my blood and bone family. And I have September Libras and I have October Libras in my family. So it's very, to me, I was like, damn. I was like, this is like, especially because there's so many Libras in my family, because I'm a mirror, right? Like I'm a big fucking mirror. We're all mirrors for each other. But like, man, there were some times where that shit went dark, and I was like, man, they would tell me that I was being dramatic, and I was being manipulative, and I was being spoiled, and I was delusional, and all this stuff, and I was a perfectionist. And I was like, well, y'all raised me. You know, like, you wanted me to be you. And I realized, I'm like, yeah, because there was a lot of like different energies around me, but like Libra was really heavy around me. Lots of my closest friends were Libras. I was like, shit. I think at one point I counted like 9 Libras that were the closest people to me. Very interesting. So, with that being said, I am feeling like we really want to speak with the unicorns, because also, you know, Libras, what I love about them too is that they are very unique if they allow themselves to be unique. I have seen also some Libras that in Libra energy that because it could even be their sun, you know, or their moon, but I have seen them, you know, really uh, be melodramatic, and like, and it's so interesting because I'm like, wow, you're like my most balanced, my most chill friends. Like I usually look to my Libras, you know, for guidance, and you know what I mean? Like, but then I started to realize, was I looking in the wrong place, especially growing up? You know, was I looking in the wrong place for guidance from these Libras that they wanted perfection? They thought I was delusional. You know what I mean? They thought I was delusional because unicorns aren't real. This shit isn't real, you know? So, anyway, with that being said, what do we want to focus on our energy? Oh my gosh, look at this. I literally, before I even showed the card, was about to say, since we are in celebration and blessings, what celebration and blessings? And we pulled celebration. A positive outcome is assured. Celebrate your success, enjoy your achievements, okay? So for some of you, I'm getting this vibe that you don't allow yourself to have these enjoyments, to you know, interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to go there, I guess. And this isn't a slight against any, you know, Libras. I love you in our tribe, okay? This is no slight, please. Please, if you can, take this medicine without emotion. I know it's the full moon. It's all about emotions, right? I'm an actress. I have all of them, right? Thank you, Goldie Hawn. First Wives Club. But listen, you have got to stay in the moment of it. Do you hear that? There is an animal out there. I feel like they're trying to talk to you. But the celebration is where we are right now. We deserve it. We've been working really, really, really hard in this tribe, in this circle. Even if you just found yourself here, I know you. You're here. You're one of us. You've been working hard. You know, that's why I'm not calling people out to like, you know, to for any other reason, just to say thank you and I'm in gratitude. I'm not shaming anybody, you know. It's like it's a tightrope that I walk here, you know. Of course I want to do this for free. You know, that's my calling. I have to do, I'm compelled. You know, today was the first day in a long time that I woke up and I just didn't feel like working today. I'm so tired. I've been doing so much. And I even have things posted and they're like, nope, 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 just like relax, 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 focus on this right now. And I was like, because I'm a giver. Oh, do you hear that wind? And I just want to give. But at some point, I have got to just fucking relax. And it's the same for you. Relax, celebrate. You deserve this. Also, they want me to point out that wherever you are, that unicorn is pointing north. So I feel like for some of you, it's time for you to move north or go north, or your celebration or something is north. Also, I rarely, and I mean rarely, read from this book because these cards are just so beautiful and they kind of speak for themselves. But once in a while, because they're a great writer, and you know, whoever wrote this, like the unicorn energy, right? Like the person who created this just downloaded the information. But this is from the Unipeg, right? Because it has wings and a unicorn. So this is from the Unipeg. Also, they wanted me to bring to attention, we're going to go in a little bit closer, the owl spirit. So for some of you, the owl spirit has been calling to you, or like maybe you have it on your clothes or you have something in your house. And I'm also getting for some of you that are artists, if you're allowed to paint on your walls where you live, do it. Fucking create like tapestries. And oh my gosh, I lived somewhere once where I had a brick wall that was like on one side of like my house. Like, you know, I rented a house in like a backyard. Long story short, I said to my landlord, can I paint a mural? And he's like, well, I mean, can you really paint? I go, dude, I can really paint. I go, if not, I'll just paint over it. It's better than what it is. I go, it's just concrete, you know? So I ended up painting this really cool mural and like I totally changed that wall. I put a water feature. It took me years to like build it up, but I ended up like finding this like cool, like used, but new to me, really awesome, you know, water feature outside for like really cheap. And then I had like these things for candles outside, like these candelabras. It was so magical. So I'm hearing like it's time to turn your home space into, look at this, keep the fire embers burning. This is the Aries energy. And don't forget that we're going to have 2 moons in Aries back to back. Okay, so right now I feel like we've been talking about this, we're gearing up. And see how like the Unipeg is kind of gearing up. They're looking forward, they're looking north, but they're not quite going yet. So, you know, do something artistic at home, or do something, maybe if your job's not exactly where you want it to be yet, or your home life or whatever, do something, you know, whether it's art, whether it's, you know, anything, anything that will distract you from what you cannot change at this moment. Okay, I just got the chills. So this card says, it's time to celebrate. Your efforts have paid off and good things are on the way to you. Also, Spirit said, buy yourself that piece of cake. I don't care if it's $5. Just do it. You know what I mean? If it means like, you know, maybe instead of driving for a week, you know, if you live close to work and the weather's nice, like, you know, maybe take a few days and ride your bike, or take a walk, or maybe take the bus one way and walk home, like little things like that. There are shifts and balances. A lot of times when we're struggling financially, it's either because we're in a toxic like loop of scarcity mentality, or it could also be that you're just in a place right now where that's where you need to be because you're learning a lesson from it. It's not where you're always going to be. See how the light is like under their ass? Also, look at how the owl is behind them, supporting them. And that's a full moon. That's a full moon. Do you see that? That's a full moon. So I feel like by the time we have the full moon in Scorpio, you guys are going to feel right as rain. Also, I'm feeling like Scorpio energy in our tribe. So it could be that as well. But also eclipse season is coming up. Just a lot of, like I said, a lot of magical things are coming down the pipeline. So just keep moving forward. And I feel like the owls like call on me when you need time, you know, or you know, away from everybody when you need, I saw, recently a clip from the anti-hero from, you know, Taylor Swift, where, you know, she talks about getting older but not wiser. And Spirit saying, you are getting wiser. You know, even if you take 2 steps forward and you go 10 steps back, you're still going to learn a lot. You know what I mean? So give yourself credit that you're where you need to be, and give yourself those little joys. They're worth it, right? Like I can't wait to color. I didn't open them yesterday because I was so tired, and I had so much editing, and I was in creative mode, and my phone was so full I couldn't even record this because I've been doing so many things and work with Spirit, and I'm just like on fire. You'll be seeing them all coming down the pipeline, because when I'm going to be working on the house and painting and stuff, I'm not going to have time to do this kind of stuff. At least, you know, I'll do certain things. But anyway, long story short, stay where you need to be right now, okay? And let that fiery energy of Aries keep you going, you know? But you've got the wind beneath you, right? We're in the Libra energy, the full moon in Libra, and you've got 2 winged creatures, air. So either you're an air sign, you're dealing with an air sign, or Spirit's just saying, like, lend your energy to this Libra energy right now. You know, the reason why the pink came in, the reason why it was called the pink moon, is because it was the first full moon of spring. It was when the pink flowers came out. That is why I wanted to honor that energy. So also research pink meaning, like what it means, and maybe wearing more pink right now would help you to like bring more positive energy your way. So it says this joyful winged unicorn invites you to celebrate even before you see any tangible signs of success. Yes, like celebrate like it's already happened. You know, like if you're starting to write a book, don't look ahead like, oh man, I gotta write this. No, start celebrating like it's already happening. You know, celebrate like if whatever it is, whatever your manifestation was, especially for this moon cycle, right? That's where we're in right now. Celebrate it. Now, we'll talk more about that as the moon wanes, right? But for now, stay in the celebration and success and achievement mentality. Stay in the positive outcome is assured mentality. Okay. So, and it says, yeah, because when you do that, you're inviting the celebration in before you even see the signs of success, because you're telling the universe that you know you're going to be successful, and so it will act in kind. It's energy. If you're putting fearful or doubt energy, it's not going to come to you. So it says, think, feel, and act as if the most wondrous blessings have already been showered upon you. How does it look and feel when you really truly believe in the inevitability of your success? Dance around your house with delight. Let tears of gratitude stream down your cheeks. Celebrate with passion and joy. The higher you take your vibration and emotions now, the faster your desires will be delivered. Once they do take physical form, be sure to celebrate and appreciate them fully. Honor yourself as a powerful creator and a masterful receiver, and give thanks to the universe, right? We started this with gratitude. Continue to expand your desires and allow even more good to flow your way. Ride on the waves of your celebration and let your joy activate even more positive outcomes. This is a blessed time for you, filled with the energy of success. So claim it. It's also on page 30, which is the number 3, if that means anything to anybody. So we're going to pull back a little bit. Oh, how beautiful. Do we want to pull any more cards, Spirit? Let me see if we want to pull any more cards. I felt like that was it. Ooh. Oh, I was going to say, I felt like that was it too. And then one like flew out. Oh, discernment. Okay. That's kind of tripping me out, because I shit you not. I swear one of the songs I listened to before this was called Discernment, or something about that. So all is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing. Keep your dreams a secret. Yes, remember, when you're celebrating like this, I'm going to cover no, you don't want me to? Okay. I was like, do you want me to cover it? They're like, no. Okay. When you are doing this, do it in secret. If you know, okay, I am never ever, I mean, as a witch, I will never ever fucking tell anybody to hide who they are. But as a light worker, as a leader, I am not blind or naive to those who are out there who still want to hang us from a rope, burn us at the stake. We all know it. We all see it. We all see the hate. We all see that, you know, we see it. Okay. So if you know that there are people in your orbit that aren't always cheering for you, or are the first to put you down, do not tell them what you're working on. Don't share bits of your book because you're excited. Don't, you know, I used to do stuff like that. And then look at that. They're having me do that because she's blind, right? I'm like, why are you having me move it? Because the Libra energy, if you've ever seen the face of it, it's like the Eight of Swords, right? It's like blind justice. She's blind, but she's not blind. She sees everything. And the interesting thing is when we do bring the card closer, look in her eyes now. She sees that shit. She's like, I see you over there doing that. You ain't gonna pull nothing over on me. I see exactly what you're doing. So if you have this in your life, also these roses mean something. And when I saw these, I've, had these cards so long, but I've never seen it the way I'm seeing it now. And, like I'm hearing like chupacabra, like this very like, yeah, like, Dios de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. What do they call that? The skull candy. Like I'm seeing that kind of energy. So I don't know if that means anything to you. Maybe it's a wink wink from one of your spirit guides or somebody who's crossed over. Also, look at the braids there. I feel like the braids mean something to somebody. There's like a braid up here as well. Even the way the horn is like it's probably straight, right? But for some reason it's like bending to the will of the sun, the power of the sun. So I feel like for some of you, it's been really rough for you. It's been really hard. Like you don't see the unicorns. You're not seeing the magic because all you're seeing is the darkness. Well, if you're surrounded by darkness, then that is all you're going to see. Wow, did you see how that shifted and changed? I don't have, I've got the flash on, but the weather's really like hardcore today. It's all over the place. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so it's literally like all over the place. But cold and windy, and it's like spring came in and it felt really good, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh wait, it's not fully here yet. You know what I mean? It's like, oh wait, hold on, it's still that. It's like that's what I'm feeling with you guys too. All is not what it seems, so stay true to your knowing and keep your dreams a secret. When it's time to bring your dreams forth, you can. And if you really want to share it with someone, sit with spirit and meditate and, do the blackboard theory. Like just go black in your mind and just say to spirit, show me one person in my life that I can share this with. And they'll give you a name or an image or something that will, equate a connection with that person. And then you'll know, and you can say, hey, can I run this by you? It's so sacred to me. This is so special to me. I don't really want to share it with anybody just yet, but I just feel like I want to bounce it off somebody. And, I'm quite certain this person that you chose will be okay, right? Because that's your higher self and you're knowing, and it's spirit telling you, yeah, this is a good person. This is somebody you can trust. It sucks. Trust me, I started to realize at one point that I really didn't trust anybody around me. And that is a horrible feeling. So, listen, I also just noticed this, you guys. See how in the cards we've got a moon and a sun? So this could be something with you guys too. I'd be curious to know if it's one person or more than one person, like where you fall, because like with my husband and I, like he was born on a Sunday, sun. I was born on a Monday, moon day. So it could even be somebody who's like the polar opposite of you or somebody, I don't know. I'm just getting that. I'm not feeling like we need to read the book, and I don't feel like we're meant to read any more cards. So anyway, I believe that's it. Let me see what spirit, hold on. Okay, that's it. But one more thing. Am I the only one that thinks that goddess, this beautiful, I don't know if she's a fairy or what her story is, but does she not look like Kirsten Dunst? Every time I see this card, I have to zoom in. I swear, every time I see this card, I'm like, she reminds me of Kirsten Dunst. So I don't know if that means anything to anybody. I almost feel like one of you are going to be like, oh my gosh, people tell me I look like her all the time. So anyway, so those are our messages for full moon in Libra. Like I said, I don't know what's really going to be happening. I have this feeling that when we do finally get the green light, I have a feeling it's going to move really fast because not only do we want to be in the house, but we still have a lot of like projects and painting and things like that we want to do, because it's kind of silly, like since we're not in, it's kind of silly to like move in and then do it, So, but our landlord, wants his RV back. He's wanted to sell it for like months. Obviously, he's not mad, and we're here for a reason, but I know that he's going to want it back as soon as possible. And so we'll probably take, like, I may even pre-record readings. I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know when it's going to happen. Probably know it's next month. I pray it's this month. Send good vibes that it will. But in the interim, yeah, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I have a feeling it's just going to kind of happen rather quickly. So when it does, I will let you guys know. And and all that good stuff. So until then, I hope these messages helped you in any way, and just keep checking back and subscribing and liking. It is making a huge difference. We are making strides, and I'm in gratitude for all of you and all that you do. Until next time, all of my information is in the comment section and in the about section, and I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, love you.